Welcome everyone, it's Gray Shirt Guy rocking the gray shirt as always. Welcome for deck tech of Najeela, the Blade Blossom. Legendary creature human warrior. It's a 3-drop. It's a 3/2. Whenever a warrior attacks, you may have its controller create a 1/1 white warrior creature token that's tapped and attacking. Pay Ruberg, so it's white, 1 white, blue, black, red, and green. Untap all attacking creatures. They gain trample, lifelink, and haste until end of turn. After this phase, there's an additional combat phase. Activate this ability only during combat. So it's a 5-color Najeela deck. This is Warrior Tribal. I've seen a couple other Najeela decks that are not Warrior Tribal that basically just use Najeela's ability to get a 5-color huge stuff deck, but this is strictly Warrior Tribal. And let's get into it. So of the lands, we have 36 lands. It's basically just your 5 colors lands package, just anything like. I went with the 7th edition basics, but you know, a Command Tower, City of Brass. You got a bunch of like random stuff in here. Let's see if I can, yeah, just whatever I thought was kind of cool. Whatever you got lying around. It definitely skews more red, green. It's mostly red, green with a couple of the other colors mixed in there. Anyways, let's get to the 99. So we got Mana Crypt, Artifact, begin your upkeep, flip coin. If you lose, flip. Just redeems 2, it gives you 2. I really just kind of like including Mana Crypt in certain decks, especially decks that I want to try to get out really fast. And as you'll see, a lot of the spells in here are 3-drops and 4-drops and 2-drops, so this is kind of a very fast deck. So I like to throw Mana Crypt in here, see if it'll work out. So we got Mardu Woe Reaper, Human Warrior, 1-drop. When the Reaper or another warrior enters the battlefield under your control, you may exile target creature card from a graveyard. If you do, gain 1 life. So it's, a little bit graveyard hate for our opponents. Bird's Paradise, Llanowar Elves to get ourselves some ramp. Got Soul Ring, also for more ramp. Then we got Herald of Drakama. I think it's, Drakama. I think it's how you say that. It's a 2/2 Vigilance. Other warriors, creatures you control have Vigilance. Cyclonic Rift, one of the only, I think it's the only mono blue card in the deck. Cyclonic Rift is Cyclonic Rift. Then we got a Bloodshin Rager. Whenever Bloodshin Rager attacks warrior creatures you control, gain Menace until end of turn. So Menace is always good. Bright Hearth, Bannerets, elemental spells, and warrior spells you cast cost 1 less than class, and you got Reinforce. So you can pay 2, discard this card, put a 1/1 on target creature. Probably won't use the Reinforce very often. Oh, and then we got Bramblewood Paragon, creature, elf, warrior. Each other warrior creature you control enters the battlefield with an additional 1/1 counter on it. Each creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it has trample, so pretty good there. Decorated Champion, another elf warrior. Whenever another warrior enters the battlefield under your team's control, you put a 1/1 counter on Decorated Champion. And if it's team, this is for Two-Headed Giant from Battle Bond, so team would be just me. Heroic Intervention. Heroic Intervention is just always good. Rampant Growth for some sweet, try to get some of those basic land cards, because we do have basic in the deck. Chief of the Edge, Human Warrior. Other warrior creature you control get +1/+0. No, not bad for 2-drop. Rushblade Commander, warriors your team control have haste, also really good. Shana Sisei's Legacy, so legendary creature human warrior, can't pay the target abilities your opponent's control, and gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. So she's just a pretty good all-around warrior. She doesn't really help other warriors, but she's not bad for what she is. Golgari Signet, a little bit of black and green. Gruul, a little black and red. Got the Lightning Greaves, not too bad. Metallic Mimic. Make ourselves another warrior, and the Rakdos Signet. And then we got Ashar, Roshan's Foremost, Human Warrior, double strike. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks another target warrior creature control, gains double strike until end of turn. That's pretty good. Martyr Strike Leader, whenever it attacks, create a 2/1 black warrior creature token. You can also dash it. But it comes back to your hand, I think. Yeah, whenever you cast a spell for a dash cost, if you do, it gains haste, and it's returned from the battlefield to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. So you just basically throw it out there, deal. So it costs more to dash it, but it comes back to your hand. Bloodshin Fanatic, another Orc Warrior. Sacrifice another warrior creature. Target player loses X life, and you gain X life, where X is that creature's power. So that could be really useful. Alesha, Who Smiles at Death. Pretty good commander. I haven't actually made a deck. I'm not sure if I will. But she's got First Strike. Whenever she attacks, you may pay white or black. If you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard on the battlefield, tapped and attacking. So she'd be pretty good, I can imagine, in a like a Mardu zombie, maybe? I'm not 100% sure what I would use her in, but she's definitely a Mardu commander. So we got Combat Celebrant for more combat steps. Pretty good there. Shared Animosity. Whenever creature you control attacks, gets +1/+0 until end of turn for each other attacking creature that shares a creature type. So that's always good. Beastmaster Ascension, whenever a creature you control attacks, you may put a quest counter on Beastmaster Ascension as long as the Ascension has 7 or more quest counters on it. Creatures you control get +5/+5. So that's always, throw out an Ascension, attack with a bunch of creatures, good to go. Corrosion Grip, always have to have a little bit of removal in the deck for if our opponent plays like a Chainmail or some garbage degenerate stuff like that. Then we got the Dragon Claw, trample at the beginning of your combat until end turn. You may pay colorless and a what is it? Is it? If you do, gain control of target creature and opponent controls with power less than the Dragon Claw's power until end turn. Untap that creature and gains haste. So it's like before you attack, you can steal a creature. Not bad. Champion of Lambholt. This is from, what is this? Avacyn Restored, I think, is what this is. Creature with power less than Champion Lambholt's power can't block creatures you control. And whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter. So the more counters you get, the less things can block you. We got Nissa, Voice of Denicar. She's out there, just getting a card draw, making a bunch of random tokens, and getting some 1/1 counters. That's pretty much what she's there for. We got Mirari, Weatherlight's Duelist. She's just an overall really good warrior. There's not much else I want to say about her. Chromatic Lantern for some color fixing. Herald's Horn, it just helps with that travel synergy. Lifecraft Bestiary, because we do have a lot of creatures in here. We want to try to draw as many cards as possible. A Catcher's Monument to make our creatures a little cheaper. It's not so much for the white creature spell reduction. It's more for getting that 1/1 white warrior token whenever we cast any creature. So that's pretty good. Sword of Feast and Famine, because I just really like Sword of Feast and Famine. And it's really good when you got multiple combat steps. We got Gideon Allies. Zendikar basically he makes knight allies, but he becomes a no, that's a soldier. I think I just put him in there because he's just kind of like a cheap. I could throw him down and instantly get +1/+1, or I could use him. So he's not really there for the warrior synergy. He's just kind of there for like the planeswalker ability to get the emblem. So yeah, it's not too bad. I can always, if I was going to swap anything out, it would be him, Gideon. We got Gazi Goldmine. It's Cat Warrior. It's pretty good. It's not too much to say about him. We got Brutal Horde Chief. Also, once again, good little Orc Warrior going on in there. Raider Spoils. Creature control get +1/+1. Whenever a warrior you control deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 1 life if you do draw a card. So, not bad. Helps stress more cards. Thrashing Brute. This is from Battle Bond. Whenever the Brute or another warrior enters the battlefield under your team's control, target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So, not too bad. Breath of Fury, it's an aura, enchant creature you control. When enchanted creatures deal combat damage to a player, sacrifice and attach Breath of Fury to a creature control. If you do, untap all creature control, more combat phases, so not too bad. We got the Battle Driver from M14. When another creature enters the battlefield under your control, that creature gets +2/+2 and gains haste. So Battle Driver is really good. We got Bear Umbra. Bear Umbra synergizes with the additional combat steps. Nature's Will. Whenever one more creature you control does combat damage to a player, tap all lands that player controls, and then tap all lands you control. So once again, when this card came out, I played a little bit of Kamigawa. When this card came out, this card was sick. It was amazing. I don't know what its current price value is now. It's probably not as high as it was, but this card was awesome back in the day. Then we got Utter End, because every once in a while I want to destroy a permanent. Gwek Grand Warlord Rada, Elf Warrior. She's a big girl right there. Haste whenever one or more creatures you control attacks. Add that much mana in a combination of Gruul. So yeah, and then it doesn't lose it as phases ends. So you attack, and then you can still use the mana. You can use the mana in your combat step, or you can use it in your second main phase. So that's pretty good. Xenagos, the Reveler, because you always just need mana. Plus he makes some creature tokens. That's not that big a deal. And if you could ultimate him, that's even better. We got Izuri, Claw of Progress. It's a elf warrior. Whenever a creature with 2 or less enters the battlefield, there are a lot of those in this deck. You can experience counter at the beginning of combat on your turn. Put X 1/1 counters on another target creature, where X is the number of experience that you have. So every combat phase, something gets bigger. Really good. Cathhar's Crusade is always good in a creature deck. No problems there. Lavisha Cold Eye. This is the older art for it. Each creature that's a barbarian, a warrior, or a berserker gets +2/+2 and has haste. She's really good. She's also a pretty decent commander. If you can, I don't know if you'd make like a barbarian, berserker, warrior deck out of her. I haven't seen that, but it's not too bad. If anybody wants to see this as a deck, let me know. Doubling Season, always good because we're making a lot of tokens. Garna the Blood Flame, Human Warrior, when it enters the battlefield, return to your hand all creature cards in your graveyard that are put there from anywhere this turn. Other creatures you control have haste. So she's a haste enabler, she's a warrior, she has flash, and she helps bring stuff back from the dead. So she's just overall good. We got Samut. I love my Samut commander deck. That is like my first commander deck that I ever built, and she is just awesome. Double strike, vigilance, haste, giving other creatures haste, and then you can tap her to untap something else. Samut is just awesome. If you haven't seen any of the Samut gameplay, feel free to check past videos on my channel. I don't know if I won on any of those videos. It's been a long time since I played Samut. I think I played her a couple times. I don't know if I've done videos, but I've definitely played her recently, just for fun. But yeah, Samut's an awesome commander. Mirari's Wake, classic. No need to talk about it any further. We got Zurgo, Helm Smasher, haste, attacks each combat if available, has indestructible as long as it's your turn. It's not too bad. Whenever a creature dealt damage by Zurgo dies, put a 1/1 counter on Zurgo. So if it doesn't die quick, it gets bigger. So it's just something your opponents have to really focus on. Then we got Zurich Dragonclaw. Spell can't be countered. Creature spells you control can't be countered. So if I can get this out early, it's pretty good, especially against blue. And other creatures you control have trample. So he doesn't have trample, but other creatures do. Then you got some Gilded Lotus for some more ramp. Vanquisher's Banner for some more creatures, some more travel synergy. And then we got Butcher of Malakir. It's a vampire, it's a warrior, it's flying. There's not a lot of flying in the deck, so this is pretty good. And whenever the Butcher of Malakir, another creature you control dies, each opponent sacrifices a creature. And then our last card, the 99, is Bolvir Intimidator with the old Farsight artwork. I know it has been reprinted in other sets, but I definitely like this artwork. Cowards can't block warriors. Target creature becomes a coward until end turn. So I could just be like, nah, those 3 cards are cowards. And target creature becomes a warrior until end turn. But I'm pretty sure everything in the deck is a warrior. Pretty sure. Maybe you might want to look back, but I'm pretty sure everything in the deck is a warrior. There are stuff in the deck that can become, like Gideon can make knights that aren't warriors. But yeah. Anyways, that's the 99. If you, we're gonna fire up a game here. Hope you tune on over that and see how this warrior travel works. I played it in 1v1 when I first built it, because this is months ago actually when I first built this deck. I played it 1v1 and it was pretty brutal, but we're going to play a multiplayer game because I don't got time to do 1v1 right now. Yeah, let's get into it. See you later.